to my channel. Now, in my previous lesson, I have been able to explain the setup that we're going to use. I've explained the setup we are going to put in place to trade the strategy effectively. I said we are using only two indicators, the Bollinger Band on the main chart and our RSI 6 on window 1. So this is the setup for Bollinger Band, period 20, deviation 2, apply to close, and 2 pixel. So for window 1 we have period 6, apply to close, and 2 pixel. The level is 80, 20, and 50. So once you have been able to set that up, we'll now check our twin wick formation. So as I have explained earlier, that before we can get our twin wick formation, if we are selling, we are expecting the 2 consecutive wick to touch upper Bollinger Band. For those that didn't understand the upper Bollinger Band, this is upper Bollinger Band, this is lower Bollinger Band. So we are waiting for the 2 wick formation to touch the upper Bollinger Band for us to place our sell position. So let's just try to check if we can get any formation. Now you just keep on checking the upper Bollinger. We can check the upper Bollinger Band or lower Bollinger Band to get our buy signals. So let's continue checking. Note that the signal is very, very scarce, but once you're able to get the signals, at least there is chances of, or let's say 96 to 97% winning rate if you can spot the signals. That is why you need to check all the volatilities. If you are using your what is it called, if you are using your laptop or you are using MT5 platform, you need to set up all the volatilities on the platform so that you'll be checking one after the other to know if you have a valid signals. Now, as we are checking now, let's continue checking. Now, this is one of our signals. Now, this is our upper Bollinger Band. So this is our first wick, touches the upper Bollinger Band. This is our second wick, touches the upper Bollinger Band. Ensure that the ray body, this is the ray body of the candle. Ensure that the ray body is not touching the upper Bollinger Band. If any of the ray body touches the upper Bollinger Band, that is the signal is invalid. You must ensure that the 2 wicks, the 2 consecutive wicks are touching the upper Bollinger Band. If one of the ray body of the 2 consecutive wicks are touching the upper Bollinger Band, the signal is invalid. So this is our first touch and this is our second touch. So immediately this second touch closes, we enter our sell signal and exit with 5 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is what we need. So for us to make it more effective, as in if we are trying to achieve between 98 and 100% accuracy of the signals, once you spot these 2 consecutive wicks, use your your filter to confirm the validity of the signals. How can we use that one to confirm the validity of the signals? So immediately we have our immediately we have our 2 consecutive wicks touching the upper Bollinger Band. We check our filter, our RSI filter, at the same time touching the RSI is moving above the 80 lines, which is overbought region. If as at the time we have the 2 consecutive wicks touching the upper Bollinger Band, and our filter line RSI6 is above 80, which is overbought region. That is, the signal is between 98 and 100% perfect. So you can trade it. But if you don't want to use your filter to filter that, don't bother. You can use only the 2 consecutive weeks because the signals are very, very scarce. I'm using this strategy I'm using it to scalp, because when I'm trading the amount for the investment company, what I normally do is we are only looking for like 4 or 5 pips to trade huge amount of money. So within 4 or 5 pips or 5 candles, we can easily get that pips, and by the time we put huge amount of money there is something. But for you that want to grow your account, possibly you have $50 that you want to grow it, you can you can as well be using this, but you need to check as you need to check many volatilities in order to get signals. Because if you are checking the signals, if you check that signals from the beginning of the day, maybe from the first hour of the market section to the end hour of the market section, you can't get more than 5 or 6 signals, no, 3 or 4 signals on each of the volatilities. So that is why you need to be checking all the volatilities for you to get signals. So if you can try as much as possible to get like 10 or 20 signals per day, or 10 signals per day, at least the probability of winning like 7 or 8 out of that signal is very, very high. So I know what I'm talking about. So all what you just need to do is just to understand the system. If you're able to understand the system very well, it's very, very easy. It's very, very easy. You don't have to even bother yourself. Once you have a valid signal, just place your trade and exit with 5 candles. So I believe you guys understand the first strategy. The first strategy has to do with twin candle formation, twin wick candles formation. That is, you check if you want to place your sell signal, you are expecting to see 2 wick candle touching the upper Bollinger Band, just like the way I'm pointing it now. So once you have the 2 wick candle touching the upper Bollinger Band formation, immediately the second candle closes, you enter immediately with 5 candle exit. It's as simple as that. So that is the first method, which I call twin wick formation.